Gun.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now Cousins. Oh, able to avoid him. It's complete to Diggs. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now a run with Cook, and he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
First down, Minnesota.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. With a sack, it's ziggyy77's. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Call it a 3-yard gain, but they'll be forced into a 3rd and 15 coming up. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Cousins to throw it. Pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Back deep, the former All-Pro Tyler Lockett. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
On 2nd down and 4, Wilson buying time to his left. He'll run it. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Hey, pick your game up.
On first down, it's Carson. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by the UCF man, Mike Hughes.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
Check me out. Check me out.
Throwing on second down. Wilson escaping the pressure right. He'll try and run it. And some space here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
55. Hey, eat. On the board.
They'll run on first down. Carson. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Brings up second and 9 at the Vikings 44-yard.
Here's second and 9.
3 bar. Check three.
Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Set and ready to go for the second. 7-7 our score. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Wilson going to throw again, eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a third and short, 3rd and 1.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
Gun. Rush in. Hey. 55.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal. And, Charles, they only needed a yard there. They try to pass the football. What do you think?
Well, I can't really go all out and kill them for the call because that 3rd and 1 fake and throw it over the top for a big play, that often does work. But in this situation, the pressure got to him.
51 yards on the punt there. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And an alley to run. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. No gain on the play. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
3 out, 3 out.
They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10, and he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. A toss to Cook. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Check. Shit. Wide. Check 43.
Gun.
57.
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something?
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 14-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken short. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Back to it after the pick six. Cousins. Now they go screen. It's complete. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Cousins, and Diggs has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Gun.
Here's Cousins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Cousins now. And his throw is incomplete. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They run, Cook. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The sack there by Rasheem Green. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 13-yard line.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
Cousins now 14 out of 17, 82%, and it's 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Back to throw, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go play, but as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
He's back to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Bailey now for the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. This sends this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48-yard line.
Well, so much for the worry about how they would be after losing their lead. What a big-time return to seize the momentum back.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines?
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
The 20. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the fourth, but they got to feel good now. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is now 21-14. This will be taken very short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room, where they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead now up to 14. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Go! Let's go!
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't.
A big seam, and he might go all the way. He's at the 30, 10, and a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.